Hey everybody, it's your boy Zero here doing a Gunpla review. I was about to say, not a Gunpla review, but no, it's a Gunpla. It's the the Barbatos Lupus Rex. I'm trying to remember the specific name of the SD Gundam, but for the love of me, I can't off the top of my head. So, it's just the Barbie. But this is one of the more advanced SD Gundams. It's not like the original ones. So you do get some extra gimmicks in this, opposed to what other SD Gundams don't have, which is pretty cool. And I have to say, this is the only Barbatos I've ever seen that actually have yellow claws. It's not perfect, but unlike the other ones, I didn't have to paint them in. So, yay! Thank you, Mini Barbie. So there's that. So if you want to support the channel, use the links down below, like, comment, and subscribe. And so let's get into this episode of, my favorite little mini Barbatos. Okay, so as this is a backlog kit, we'll get into the lack of stuff in a second, but yeah. So this is my first official SD full video, not a let's just throw my SDs in one go video, so let's hope this goes well. So, yeah. Let's talk about the major problem with SDs, minusing occasionally the loose joints in the limbs here. It's the fact that it comes with a lot of color correcting stickers, which sucks. But, yeah. Okay, so the gimmick of this dude is you can either have... You came with two types of heads and two different types of stickers. We have this version, which is the Elia Banyana system activated, which I thought was cooler, with the little SD eyes. You can go regular robot mode, and they have the green eyes. They can do the same. Basically, SD Gundam eyes, regular mini Gundam eyes. So you do have an option with that. I chose, like I said, the red crazy eyes because that looks cooler to me. Deal with that in a second. And it's easy to do this. You just slide this back on. Watch this be the... I say that, and now it won't go back on. There you go. It's like, very simple. Now let's put the tail back on. There we go. So, as an SD, the articulation is pretty much non-existent. You're not going to get any ankle bends or leg bends because it's basically one limb. Which is kind of sad for the articulation sense, but you can get some decent poses. But you have to be careful on the shoulders. Specifically on this dude. They're not strong, so the arms are kind of wobbly. And I believe you do get two different types of hands. These open clawed hands and a pair of holding hands so you can hold the mace. So you do have those as options. And again, this is the first time ever that I had a Barbie with actual yellow claws. Sure, the inside of this is supposed to be gray like the palm, but you know what? I still got claws that are yellow. There is no paint required for this, which made me happy. You still have to paint it if you want 100% accuracy, but I'm just happy that you got an option to not have the stereotypical stuff of just gray hands. So downside, you cannot even give the neck a hard... Actually, you can. Never mind. There you go. 360. And a bit of an ab crunch. So that's always an option, which is pretty cool. And yes, you got the tail. And of course, you can take out the wire and reattach it straight to the back. I like the wire out, but that's just me. Unfortunately, due to the weight of the mace, it does tip backwards more often than not. See what I mean? So, there's that issue. But other than that, the color separation is not actually half bad on this guy. I wish it was a little bit better, but again, you're working with a much smaller Gundam opposed to the actual full-size Barbatos Lupus Rex. And how does this compare, in my opinion, to the high grade or the 1/100 full mechanics? It's actually not bad. Don't get me wrong, this is the more advanced version, not to be confused with the master grade ones that have recently come out for the SD line. But out of all the other SDs that have been out recently, other than the SD Heroes, which are, in my opinion, peak SDs, it's like they're one SD away, they're one level below a high grade, especially if you get the expanded frame, which makes them bigger. But aside, and of course, the ones from the Build Fighters and Build Divers line, like the Star Winning and the Volkylander, which are SDs, but they build more like high grades. I don't know why. They're weird like that. It's not a bad thing, especially the Star Winning, which actually transforms into a 1/44th scale Gunpla. But this isn't actually half bad. I really did enjoy building this. This was, again, like all SDs, a very simple build. Maybe it'll take you a half hour, 40 minutes. Maybe longer if you're going to use the absurd sticker sheet, because all SDs have the same flaw when it comes to the sticker sheet. I've seen bad sticker sheets on like high grades, but SDs are usually worse, which is kind of sad. Aside from that, this is a relatively solid kit. The arms wiggle, but if you're careful, they won't fall, but they will wiggle in front. Now it looks like he's holding his hands, like he's nervous. But yeah, all in all, I do not mind this. If more SDs were like this, I probably would have gotten to SDs a lot sooner. And the only reason I got SDs was to have pretty much every size version of my favorite mobile suits. But I'll get into that later, so... Oh yeah, so the mace is connected right here, so if you don't want it to have the mace... Let's see if I can get it off. I'm also personally afraid of breaking it. I will be honest with you, everybody. Oh, and I popped off an arm. So, yeah, I'm not going to mess with that because it seems pretty tight and I don't want to risk breaking it. Because, you know, I'm still recovering from breaking my other Gunpla on camera, so let's not deal with that. So, yeah. So let's get to the summary and wrap up the review. Okay, so the Barbatos Lupus Rex SD version, is it worth it? Honestly, yes. Again, I say that for a lot of Gunpla, but that's just my opinion. It's a solid little kit. It's not amazing. You're not going to get great articulation, and by that I mean none. But, you know, it's solid. It won't fall apart instantly. You just have to be careful with the shoulders. You will have to paint it or use the absurd amount of stickers you are given for either if you want to use it in the Alaya Vinyana form or in the regular non-powered up form, transform form, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, aside from those issues, I do enjoy it. There's some biases because I do love the Barbatos Lupus Rex and all of the parts of its line, you know, the Barbatos Lupus, you know, I do enjoy all those guys. So there is a bit of a biases there. I will own this. And other SD Gunpla I've noticed has special little gimmicks. This one really had its cool stickers and its more sturdier frame. Like, I built the Barbatos, I believe it was the regular Barbatos, not the Barbie Lupus, for a family member of mine, and it had a gimmick that it can transform into like a sword to be used by high grades. It's weird, and I guess they were doing it to give SDs more of a gimmick, opposed to just them being miniature versions of Gundams that, like chibi versions of Gundams. I get it. Honestly, in my opinion, SDs are pretty great if you have little kids who want them to get into Gunpla, but you don't want them to like worry about cutting themselves on plastic and all that, or nippers. You get them an SD, you allow them to flow together. They're on par with entry grades, in my opinion. Not for the articulation, but the level of ease to get into. because, but the only benefit that SDs have over entry grades, there's a lot more SDs out there. And with the SD Hero World series or the SD Hero series, there's a lot of different variants of SD Gundams, like the Impulse Sun Wukong, which I have. And then you have the Epion Nobunaga. It's like you do have options, you know, which is pretty cool. So this was again my first full SD Gundam episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week, well, I got 3 new models in the mail yesterday. Thank you, Amazon. I got the real grade Titans Gundam, the real grade Gundam Mark II Titans color, the high grade Dreadnought Gundam, or the Gundam Dreadnought, no, Dreadnought Gundam, and of course the SD Rising Freedom Gundam. So if I had some more cash, I probably would have gotten a Master Grade just to cover all the bases. Like, yeah, I got one of each size. But alas, I did not, so it is what it is. So I haven't decided what, plus I have the other 5 from before. The Curios, the Master Grade, the real grade Tolgis, the real grade Wing Zero, from both from Endless Worlds, the Unicorn base form, and now the 3 new dudes. So I haven't decided what I am doing for Sunday's episode. I'll figure it out then. As for next week's episode, if this episode does well, I'll do another SD Gundam. If not, I'll do another either a core Gundam or a custom build. I have not decided yet. Maybe I only think I have like 2 custom builds that I haven't done commentary on. My Lunarian Jesta and something else I built. But yeah, we'll get into that in a future date. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Oh, and of course, if not any of those, I still have my core Gundam sitting in the wings. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to support the channel. I want to welcome all new subscribers to the channel. And I want to thank all my regular subscribers for being here still. You guys are greatly appreciated. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.